I'm Erica Weber and I'm 12 years old. I was born in Hamburg, Germany. I have an older brother named Albert and he is 14. Life in Germany is not so good because there's a lot of poverty. My papa's dream is to go to America. He says it's the land of hope. My family does not have enough money for all of us to go to America. My papa is a farmer and doesn't earn a lot of money. My papa says that he is going to go to America without us, and when he has the money, he would send for us. I am so frightened that I will not see my papa for a long time. I don't want him to go, but I know it's the best decision. His last words to me were Ich liebe dich, which meant I love you in German. Today my mama received a letter. It wasn't just an ordinary letter. This letter was from my papa. It said that we finally had the money to go to America. We were so happy. Today is the day I need to say goodbye to all my friends, neighbors, teachers, and people I care about. I'm going to miss everybody in my school, especially my best friend Elsa. Elsa and I have been best friends since we were 3. It's going to be hard saying goodbye to her and not knowing if I will ever see her again. Saying goodbye to everyone was very hard, but saying goodbye to everything was even harder. Today, Albert, Mama, and I started to pack for our journey to America. We only had one basket to bring on the ship. It took me time to think what I wanted to take to America. The thought about leaving everything behind frightened me. I then decided I wanted to take one skirt, 2 dresses, and a picture of Elsa and I. The day has finally arrived. I was going to the boat that was going to take us to America. My mama told me that we were going to America in a ship called the Dania. I am happy yet frightened. In 10 days, I'm going to be in America. I went to the port in Hamburg via harbor on train. In the train, I had so many thoughts about my life in America. I finally was in the port. There were a lot of people. Mama, Albert, and I waited for the ship to come. After a couple of hours, the ship came and everybody screamed with joy. It was huge. The people in first and second class got on the boat first. Then it was our turn to board in the boat. The boat seemed okay at first, but when we got in, something wasn't right. The first and second class seemed like gold compared to the third class. The third class was all dirty, cramped, and it smelled terrible. The first night was horrible. The food was the worst thing I've ever had. I prefer eating garbage than the food they gave us. The beds were so tight, I was so squished, and I couldn't sleep because of all the noises and the smells. I was thinking if I could ever survive 10 days in this boat. The first 5 days was just like the first. I still wasn't used to all the smells and everyone. As the days went by, I got used to some of the smells and I ate most of whatever they served us. The day has finally arrived. In some hours, I was going to be in Ellis Island. I was so excited. Albert and I went upstairs to see if we could catch a quick peek of the Statue of Liberty. I wanted to see what it looked like. Albert told me it was green, but I wasn't really sure. After some minutes of waiting outside, the Statue of Liberty was finally in view. I tried to get a better look, but it was too crowded. When the Statue of Liberty appeared, everybody started yelling and cheering with joy. I finally arrived at Ellis Island. It was more crowded than I expected. I really needed to use the bathroom, but I didn't want to cause any trouble. After we got off the boat, we went to a room called the baggage room. We have to leave all our luggage in that room for an inspection. My mama does not want to leave all her luggage in that room. She is afraid that it will get lost or stolen, but we did not have a choice. When we were done putting our basket in the baggage room, we went to another room where we waited in line for a doctor to examine us. He put some notes on a paper. Next, he put some kind of hooks on my mama's eyelid. It looked like it really hurt, but at least it was only for some seconds. Then he told us to keep on walking. We then entered another very crowded room where we waited for at least 3 hours until a police officer called Mama's name. We all went to a room. There was a police officer there. He asked Mama some questions like, "Are you married? What's your occupation? How much money do you have?" My mama did most of the talking. After some time, they approved us. They told us we could go and that my papa was waiting outside. I was so happy. I haven't seen my papa in 7 months. That might not be a lot, but it felt like forever. I see my papa and I barely recognize him. I hugged him very tight and I started to cry. Papa told me that he had an apartment but it wasn't big, but it would be fine for now. I was so excited that I was in New York. We went to my apartment on horses. When we finally got there, it wasn't big, but it was good. I had been so scared that we were going to be held back, but everything worked out at the end. I've been living in America for 6 months. It is very different from Germany. I have new friends, teachers, and neighbors. My papa now has a good job as a baker. Albert and I are going to school. At first, it wasn't easy because we didn't know how to speak English, but after some practice, we learned. Going to America has been the best choice of my life.